it goes from a negative charge or negative voltage, it's a millivoltage, or ORP, oxidation reduction potential, and it goes into the plus range. And then you consume that, and it further encourages or increases the oxidation of your body, and therefore increases the aging process. It accelerates the aging process. Now, when you put a negatively charged substance into your body, such as ionized water, it quashes that fire, it puts it out, and it allows the body to come into a state where it's now where it can possibly repair itself. And of course, you start putting in the right nutrients from raw fruits and vegetables, which mimic the qualities, or ionized water mimics the qualities of raw fruits and vegetables very well. And when you do that, now you begin to extinguish that fire within. So there's nothing more important than that term, ORP, oxidation reduction potential. I can't say it enough over and over, and yet, as I said, nobody talks about it. So number one is this negative charge. Number two, it has an abundance of electrons. Well, the human body is starved for electrons. They're very light compared to protons, and they fly away easily, and we're constantly losing them. And when you lose a lot of your electrons, you end up with something that's called free radicals in your body. And these attack cells, and they lead to disease. And so when you put an abundance of electrons in your body, those are known as free radical scavengers. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for free radical scavengers. We're looking for things that have that negative charge, that have an abundance of electrons in them, and ionized water has it. And the way these electrons come to us in ionized water is they come with a water molecule cluster, and they're attached to that. And that water molecule cluster has an oxygen molecule with it. And so essentially, you end up with an abundance of oxygen in your bloodstream once you've drank ionized water. So you get more oxygen, a very strong negative charge that counteracts the oxidation of the body and helps decrease the aging process, so we can begin to reverse it, and we can reverse the aging process. And I'll explain that later in the tape. And then, of course, an abundance of electrons, and that's our free radical scavenger. So those are the two antioxidant properties of ionized water, and what makes ionized water the most powerful antioxidant in the world. It's a liquid antioxidant that absorbs into your body immediately. It's incredible. Okay, the next most important aspect of ionized water is the pH. You've taken the pH from normal tap water around 7, 7.5, somewhere in there, and you've raised it up anywhere from 9, 9.5 to 10. Ideally, the range you want to be in is between 9.5 and 10. Now, all disease lives in an acid environment and will not live in an alkaline environment. So it's incredibly important that we constantly keep our body alkalized. As well as hydrated, but alkalize it. Get that pH up there around 7, where it's balanced. Not over 7 and not under 7. But we are so attacked by acidic activity. Foods we eat are very acid, especially cooked foods, in particular fried foods. Animal protein, very, very acid. Whereas again, raw fruits and vegetables are very alkaline, and ionized water is also very alkaline, helping to raise that body pH up. Even if you have something like, say, for instance, a cold, if you just raise your body pH up by consuming some fresh lemon, which is an alkaloid, it'll raise it up, or some ionized water will raise it up. Now your body's in a position where it can begin to fight that disease. So the alkalization of the body, getting that neutral pH around 7 is critical to our health, and it's one of the key components of the health process. So we've constantly got to keep it around 7, and that is really, really so much easily achieved with ionized water. You're able to change that range anywhere, as I said, between, really 8, 9, 10, and that range. You don't want to drink it higher than a pH of 10, because water becomes too caustic and it just really isn't necessary. You just want to make it up on volume. You want to drink a lot of water around close to that pH 9.5 and 10. That's where you're going to find your optimal range for alkalization of the body. Some people have asked, can I become too alkaline? Well, that's a condition known as alkalosis. It is extremely rare, and it is not found in a healthy person. It's found in people that has some sort of disease. So can you become too alkaline? If you're on the right diet, which is raw fruits and vegetables, and you're drinking a lot of ionized water, I've been doing it for 10 years, and my pH stays right around 7 always around balance. And when you measure your body pH up, we're going to do that one of two ways. That's through the saliva with pH test strips, or through the urine. You can use drops or pH test strips. If you do the urine, it's best thing first in the morning, and do it every day for a couple of weeks. A profile will begin to emerge, because when you eat something very alkaline, your urine can turn very acid because it's pulling acid waste out of your body. So that can be a little deceptive if you start doing it through the day. So take it the first thing in each morning. Same with on the tongue each morning, and you'll see that overall a profile will begin to develop, and you're going to find out whether you're acid or whether you're alkaline. But I guarantee you, if you're sick, you know one thing in particular, you know that you are acid. Well, another thing you know if you're sick is that you're toxic. Now, how do you know that? Well, because what are toxins? Let's make it easy here. Toxins are things that don't belong in the body. And there are very, very mild toxins that are not going to bother us, and very serious toxins such as heavy metals, herbicides, pesticides, radiation, that are very serious and can lead to many, many diseases, so we have to try to get those out of the body. And that's one of the things what health is all about, is getting those things that don't belong in the body, that disease lives on, out of the body. And ionized water is one of the keys to doing that. You have to drink water each and every day, and we're constantly bombarded with things that don't belong in the body, and so we're constantly needing to get those things out of the body. Now, how does ionized water detoxify us so incredibly well? Well, it's got very small water molecule clusters. And this is something that has been challenged by certain people, saying water molecules don't exist. On the other hand, there's a huge amount of work and research that has been done on water molecule clusters, and you can read that in my book, The Miraculous Properties of Ionized Water. So water molecule clusters do link together, and they can become very bulky, and they don't absorb into your body very well. And then there's also water molecule clusters are very small that are extremely penetrating. Well, this is the case with ionized water. Ionized water has a hexagonal or six-sided water molecule clusters that are extremely penetrating. They go into the tissue and they hydrate it extremely well, and then they push out all the things that don't belong there within the tissue and the cells, and those are the things, of course, that we call toxins.